What is up, everyone? It's your girl JJBEATS here. I am with none other than the. Your name is.
Heyo. It's me, them. But you can call me Khai or them. It's either one's fine.
I was just like, did he think I said them or then? I was just like. Usually if you're like, oh yeah, my name is. I was just like, did I say something wrong?
Oh no, I think you just straight up cut out. But I
Oh
was like,
dang.
oh. It was like the perfect timing too, because it was like and I'm here with, and then it just cut off. I was like, oh, was I supposed to say something?
I'm gonna leave that in too. They're like, this is so awkward. So yeah, you voiced Michaelangelo in the game. Do you have any idea who he was based off of?
Honestly, no. Usually when I think about characters that I get cast for, I just kind of think about them in terms of myself and my own certain characteristics that I tend to either exaggerate or hyperfixate on.
So why did you decide to be because you're actually one of the first people that I'm interviewing that decided to audition via casting call. So why did you decide to audition for Michaelangelo?
When I auditioned for Michelangelo, I think it was that approach to art that I really latched onto the most, especially when it's something like voice acting, where that the art in voice acting itself is really important to me. So to have a person like Michelangelo have uh that form of art that he attaches to painting in particular, I think it was really nice to kind of relate to that, and to have him be so he was just so silly just recording for him. He was just really really silly. And when I saw the lines, I was like, oh yeah, I think he's weird. He's like that weird kid in high school, but in the back of your mind you're like, he's not such a bad guy, is he? Like, sure, he's eccentric, but for some reason it just makes you kind of want to keep him at arm's length. So if at some point you want to avoid him, you can just let go. But he's still normal enough for you to be like, excuse me, for you to be like, okay, I'll keep him around.
It's funny that you say that though, because his whole concept is that he's just that chill guy. He's just like, you're that guy that you're just around and you're kind of alright to be around. So it is what it is. No biggie.
I mean, it was something that I could relate to a lot as when I was in high school. It's just I was the weird guy. I was the guy who was arms length at most. So it's just yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, it's just that the way you be laughing, it's just it's how I envision Michael just interacting with someone. He just does, he's just your point being, it's just I'm trying to get back to my art right now. um, and you said that he had some funny dialogue in the game. What was your funniest moment that you can remember?
his funniest moment. Shoot, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's been so long, and still trying to account for being sick. I think the best part was just I wouldn't say funniest, but I think the best part of recording was like when they went to the museum on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and like he was just kind of just showing her around, like all the different places, and like you could clearly tell she's like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool. But then he's just like so absorbed in everything that he's just like in his own little world.
It's kind of funny that you say that because some people are like, does he even care about this date? Like when they're playing the games, like
Exactly. Like that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I like, I'm just so I'm in my happy place. Anything else, it did not matter.
uh, I just pulled this up. It was just funny because I don't know if you remember this scene or you need more context to this. I don't know if you're looking at the Discord at all. I'm not even showing you my screen. That's what I forgot to do. This is going so well. I'll share my screen. Anywho, it was the seagull moment. If you recall that at all.
Oh, that was like one of the seagull. Like I'm connected so many dots. Was that like one of the last?
It was literally one of the last scenes. I think I shared my screen if you want to hop in to what I'm showing. So, because I was just like right before we started, I was just like, there's like no, there's just nothing for Michaelangelo because he's one of the last characters that we've had time for, which is like, what are your thoughts with the writing with Michaelangelo, considering how he's like literally someone that we hardly had time for, like him and Silver? How do you think he was incorporated?
Oh wait, could you repeat that last part? You kind of just cut off again. I'm sorry.
I was saying, how do you think Michaelangelo was incorporated, considering how he was like basically a last minute addition because there's so much we had to get done, and like his route was one of the last ones to be written because there's so many conflicts going on that included him. Like we had tried so hard just to include him, just to make sure that he was in there. That like, you know, it felt like we didn't give him all the love that he deserved.
Yeah, I think it definitely felt that way when I looked at the script itself. Like, but it's not that it was like it felt unnecessary. It felt like a small treat, like a small side story, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's like what a lot of visual novels like. That's like an appeal to visual novels. Like each story has their own, you know, tastes, their own like paths.
Mm-hmm.
So going into any one of them, like you're gonna get like a different take of something. And Michaelangelo, even though it may not have felt as expanded on, it was still just something to. It's still something to give to the audience, being that this is a very art-centric person, and I feel like it was still someone that I feel like people could relate to a lot.
Are you able to see the screen right now? Because it kind of leads into, okay. So like my next question is let me. Oh yeah, but yeah, the seagull scene. I don't know if you remember the context of the seagull scene.
I feel like I need. Still have it. Wait, hold on. I might still have the script.
But I'm just
Oh
like,
no! No, I lost it. I lost the script.
The seagull, like I just, because it's like an ending that's like non-canon. Well, I don't know if any of them are canon, but like that is so like out there. That what was your thoughts about reading that script? That one specifically.
I'd like to add anything is considered canon if it's in your world. As long as you think it's canon, it is canon. What anybody else thinks. I think like the ending I think the ending was really silly because it was just. Even as I was recording that, I was like, Michaelangelo, what?
He's like, I'm gonna get the ruler out.
I'm gonna get the ruler out, and yeah, I remember that. It's like I'm gonna go like whole something. I'm just like,
I remember it was when him and Aria first meet. He's like, if a girl tries to hit me, I'm gonna pull out the ruler and go all none on her.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, cause it was so stressful when I was making the game, but now when I look back at the game, I was literally playing through the David out yesterday, and I was cracking up, like, cause I don't really play visual novels, but like, I was just like, I can't believe you guys actually voiced this, like. So
It is. It was definitely something where like I could imagine like Michaelangelo and I just being like, ooh, probably should have said that, but we gotta commit. We gotta commit.
So, yeah, okay, yeah, because Michael wasn't in all the routes. Did you still get a good feel of how the other routes went because of his route?
Not exactly. I think Michaelangelo really was like more of a side story kind of thing.
He really is.
Because like a lot of scenes that just didn't include Michelangelo was just a lot of like, there was like, yeah, that's like one thing I remember seeing. It was like the girls gossip like section, and then there was also, I think it was like the boys. Oh my god, I hate my cough. The boys gossip section where they were talking about yeah, where they were just talking about like character relationships in general.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh, I get.
I know you originally came on as an extra because we had you. I wanted you for Michaelangelo, but there was someone else, so it was tied. But then the other person ended up dropping out for complication. So then you had gotten the role. I forgot what it's called, an art term, but I guess understudy. That's what it's called. So how did you feel advancing up into the main character role?
Honestly, any single time I get cast for a role, I'm just like, oh, really? Yeah, I'm really just like, oh, really? Cool, sure. So when I got like the initial text of, hey, yo, so the initial guy from Michaelangelo dropped. We're gonna need someone. You in? I'm like, oh, shoot, sure.
Awesome.
But I was totally cool with just like, if that never happened, I was totally fine with just like providing extra voices when I could. I'm always just, that's just how I am. I always like being helpful wherever I can be.
Would you want to voice Michael again?
Oh heck yeah!
More silly
Like
stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of what would you like to see from Michael, since honestly we didn't really get to see anything from him?
I think I'd like to see more of like a personal side for him, because it was a lot of like lighthearted, like a lighthearted nature, and that's what I got when I recorded for him. But I feel like with what's been established now, we can like dive more into just like, you know, why does he feel so passionate about art? Because I remember something I like, attached with the most was his initial conversation about art as content. And he felt like he didn't care about how many people were to view his art or what they thought of it, as long as he just kind of enjoyed doing it, he was fine with it. And I relate to that a lot. There was like a lot of points in my life where I like really wanted to do some sort of content creation, and all the times that I've tried to do it, it just never felt right. And then I like took a step back and just said, well, is this something I really like, or is this something I just want other people to look at and like? And when I started framing it like that, I was like, well, it's definitely not the former. It definitely felt like the latter, where like I was just trying to do things for the sake of people looking at it and be like, oh man, this guy's kind of cool, you know? Maybe I should watch more of him. And that's where like my relationship with Michaelangelo kind of connected, where we both just enjoy doing the things for the sake of enjoying them, rather than, oh, does this person care about it? It's like, no, I don't care if people don't like it, or I don't care if like people don't see it. I just enjoyed doing it, and that's what matters the most for